The sun is placed in such a perfect distance that we have a 24-hour day. Not so long that I get tired of teaching driving. Yeah? Not so close that I can barely make any money. It's placed in this perfect place that, we've got enough time to recover, enough time to work, enough time to earn our crust, enough time to go to sleep. And not so hot that we die and not so cold that we freeze. So, all of these things, every creation in the whole universe and galaxy and everything it's all been put there by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who is making sure the whole nizam, the whole system, everything works like clockwork. You don't hear about a woman giving birth to a camel, or a camel giving birth to a monkey, or a parrot giving birth to a snake, or a snake giving birth to a dog. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was to go sleep for a second, everything would fall out of place. The sun would fall, the earth would fall, everything would collide, everything would be destroyed in a split second. However, because Allah Ta'ala has created everything and He ensures everything works like clockwork, He has angels, He's put angels in charge. He didn't need to, but that's how He works. So everything is in place. Hence it says here, وَلَا يَنْبَغِي لَهُ أَن يَنَامْ. Never mind the fact that he doesn't sleep, it's not appropriate for him to sleep. Because if he was to sleep, even for a second, if he was to just get a bit tired, like we nod off for a bit, yeah, the whole nizam, the whole system, everything would collapse. So, mashallah, sometimes when we read these things, right, we should think about this. And the more we think about this, the more we appreciate if we become Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's immeasurable power and His immeasurable amounts of rahmat and mercies that are coming down on the entire world. And how lucky we are that for some reason, alhamdulillah, Allah knows best, He's created us as human beings to benefit from these things. And inshallah, if we become appreciative of this, then we're going to benefit in the hereafter as well. So, may Allah give us an appreciation of such. Sometimes this Allah says, فَأْتَبِرُوا يَا الْأَبْصَارِ. Allah wants people of intellect, of understanding, to ponder into the Quran, to ponder into Hadith. Look around you and think to yourself, look at this, look at the skies, look at the earth, look at this. Why is it that in a farm all the crops grow in beautiful straight lines? You've seen the way the guys they throw the seeds out. I've seen mine in India, in the farms. They don't have all the modern farming techniques here. Women walk past throwing the seeds out. But alhamdulillah, all the sugar cane, one beautiful line. All the rice, beautiful line. Now, how? I'm sure that lady threw them here and there and everywhere. You know what I mean? Why is it all coming out in one beautiful line? Subhanallah. Subhanallah. يَخْفِضُ الْقِسْطَ وَيَرْفَعُهُ. So the first thing is, Allah doesn't sleep, it's not appropriate for him to sleep. Second thing is, He lowers and raises the scales. Now scales could mean wealth. Allah Ta'ala, whoever He wishes gives them more money, and whoever He wishes He gives them less money. And that's just the way it is. As we read in the Quranic ayats 2-3 weeks ago, that's not necessarily anything to do with the fact that, He loves me more, hence I'm a millionaire. Or He doesn't like that poor guy, that's why he's poor. Nothing to do with that. Allah Ta'ala tends to give more money to the non-believers. He tends to give more money to non-believers. Wealth, Allah, is a gift from Allah Ta'ala, but it's not the be-all and end-all. Just if you happen to have a bit of money, don't think it's Allah must love me loads. He may do, subhanAllah, He may do, it's a gift from Allah. He might love you loads and hence He might have given you plenty of money. But on the other hand, He also gives plenty of money to non-believers. So Allah gives, He raises the scales, He lowers the scales for whoever He wishes, for whatever reason He wishes. This could also mean izzah and respect. Allah Ta'ala grants respect and takes away respect and gives disgrace and dishonor to whoever He wishes. This tends to be, however, for whatever kind of person you are. If you are a good person, if you are a good Muslim, Yeah, it doesn't matter how wealthy you are, how rich you are. If you are a good Muslim, Allah Ta'ala will grant you love and respect in this world as well. Good people. Good people. Now this is important. But bad people they might not like you. They might not call you to the da'wats and the weddings and stuff. Oh, this guy's a poor guy. I'm not going to call him. I want to call the rich guy over there. Yeah? But good people will, Allah Ta'ala will put love into their hearts for you. Allah Ta'ala will put respect into their hearts for you. So the better we are, inshaAllah, we are rewarded with respect on earth. And the worse we are, Allah Ta'ala will quite possibly choose to disgrace you. Good people. And they're the people who matter. Allah says in the Quran, Al-akhillah yawma idin ba'adun li ba'adin adu ila al-muttaqeen. On the day of judgment, only good, pious friends will come in handy. So if you've got good friends, they'll help you out on the day of judgment, inshallah. Whereas if you've got rich people who are lovely guys, but very rich guys, but actually not very nice people, they're not going to help us on the day of judgment. Yeah? So, what I'm trying to say is, if you're a good guy, Allah Ta'ala puts love and respect to the heart of people. But if you're a bad guy, Allah Ta'ala will put dishonor and disrespect into their hearts. Yeah, of good people now. So if a bad person comes to disrespect you, don't worry too much about that. The actions of the day are raised up to Allah Ta'ala before, the actions of the night are raised up to Allah Ta'ala before the actions of the day. And the actions of the day are raised up to Allah Ta'ala before the actions of the night. So whatever we do in the night time, way before morning happens, Allah knows what you were doing at night. This just goes to show that how quickly your actions are taken up to Allah Ta'ala. So a person mustn't think, I'll tell you what, I was getting up to mischief all night, before that night is over, it's all up there. So we strive to be good at all times. Hijabuhu nur. Allah Ta'ala's like hijab, and his screen is nur and light. Now, if he was to remove this hijab and this screen, لَأَحْرَقَتْ صَبُحَاتُ وَجْهِ or صُبُحَاتُ وَجْهِ, the brilliance from his face would burn all those places where his sight reached from out of his creations. What Allah is saying, what the Messenger is saying is, there is a, mashallah, Allah knows how, yeah? And when he says wajh, Allah's face, Allah knows exactly what that means. This is one of those mutashabihat. Allah knows what it means, how it is. We don't have to really spend too much time thinking about it. But the brilliance from Allah's, let's go with the word face here, wherever his sight reaches, Allah Ta'ala's sight reaches everything. Allah Ta'ala sees everything simultaneous. His sight is not limited by distance. His sight is not limited by, there's an obstruction in the road. Allah Ta'ala sees through. Allah Ta'ala sees, like I've said before, He sees what's happening in our hearts. Allah Ta'ala sees what's happening in each and every person's hearts simultaneous. He knows and He sees everything. So when He sees everything, each and every creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would burn to a cinder if He was to remove His hijab and His screen. So even the screen that He has in front of Him, Allah knows what it is. It's a ni'mat from Allah Ta'ala. Because if that was to be removed, we'd all be gone. Yeah? This, Hazrat Musa asked Allah Ta'ala, show me, yourself. Allah Ta'ala said, you don't have the strength to see me. And upon his insistence, Allah Ta'ala said, okay, look to that mountain. He looked to the mountain, Allah Ta'ala allowed just a minor, little bit of His brilliance and His nur and it reflected off onto the mountain. And the mountain, mountains are solid things. You can't destroy a mountain no matter how many bombs you throw on it. It just burnt away. It was just destroyed. It was leveled there and then. And then when Musa alayhi salam saw the light reflecting off the mountain, even he fell unconscious. So, however, inshallah, most certainly, in Akhirah, in Jannah, people will see Allah Ta'ala regularly. The more lucky, the more pious, the more special people will see Allah Ta'ala. I think, although there is no day and night there, if there was a day and night, in the day and in the night, where some will see Him once a week, etc., etc. So subhanallah, on the day of, in Akhirat, sorry, in Jannah, people will see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, there's a number of things there. How sleep is inappropriate for Allah ta'ala, how izzat or wealth is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how our actions go to Allah ta'ala so quickly, so we should be trying to do good. And how His light, His nur is prevented from getting to us by a hijab. وعن أبي هريرة قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يد الله ملأى لا يغيضها نفقة صحاء الليل والنهار أرأيتم ما أنفق منذ خلق السماء والأرض فإنه لم يغيض ما في يده وكان أرش الماء وبيده الميزان يخفض ويرفع متفق عليه. وفي رواية للمسلمين يمين الله ملأى قال ابن نمير ملآن صحاء لا يغيضها شيء الليل والنهار. As Abu Hurairah has narrated, the Messenger of Allah said, Allah Ta'ala's hand is full. His treasures are not reduced by the expenditure, which flows during the day and during the night. أَرَأَيْتُمْ مَا أَنْفَقَ. What do you think? What is your opinion? Or have you not seen مَا أَنْفَقَ, how much he spent since he created the heavens and the earth? فَإِنَّ لَمْ يَغِضْ مَا فِي يَدِهِ. He did not reduce anything out of what is in his hand. And whilst his throne was in the water, and in his hands are the scales, again scales of truth, justice, scales of respect, scales of wealth. And he lowers them and he raises them. Very similar wording in the Muslim Sharif narration of this hadith. Just a few little variations in the word, which are not that important. Again, Allah's hands, we know, like I've said before, this is one of the mutashabihat. Allah doesn't necessarily have hands, like anything else. Out of any of these creations, Allah knows what it means. So Allah's hands are full. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ever since He created us, and He created the heavens and the earth, and He created everything, subhanallah, His ni'mats and His gifts and His mercies have been showering down. Saha'un. Saha'u means when something showers down, like water drips and trickles down. How water comes down from high ground. Similarly, Allah's gifts and His ni'mats upon us have been showering themselves down upon us. However, His gifts and His ni'mats upon us, they have not reduced anything which is from out of His treasure. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is the one who feeds every single creation there is. If they were to see, Allah Ta'ala has been feeding all the creations on earth ever since day one. And Allah Ta'ala will continue to feed everyone and everything forever. Now Allah Ta'ala is Razzaq. Allah Ta'ala, He feeds. We've already talked about how in His hands are the scales, whether these are the scales of truth, or justice, or wealth, or respect. We've already been through that, okay?